but today's live is going to be way more focused than all my other lives. I will be reading the comments, but I'm not going to be chiming in every single second unless your comment really truly aligns with the conversation of what we're having tonight. So, this is going to be episode one of setting goals and intentions for the week. And basically, I just want to welcome you guys for joining on. And the whole point of doing this is that I've been doing a whole goal development series. And so I just want people to basically be able to chime in. If you want to set your goals and intentions for the week, you certainly can. And while you're setting yours, I'll be setting mine as well. So, my name is Diona Reese Williams, and I am a full time faculty at a community college. I'm also a doctoral student completing my PsyD, my doctorate of psychology, and I'm also an entrepreneur, very, very part time when I'm not doing any of those two main things in my life. Right now, my paper, my doctorate is taking up quite a bit of my time. So, what is something that you've accomplished this week? Something that I accomplished this week for myself is that I really, really have been able to get on the ball as far as organizing um, my YouTube content and mapping out not just YouTube, but podcast episodes and series, and just really figuring out not just the content, but the scheduling. So, my goal this week, aside from all of this, because I'm also doing a 45-day challenge, is my goal is to be able to go to CrossFit at least one day this week. Just one day. Since I'm doing a 45-day challenge and it requires me to do it at minimum 20 minutes of some sort of movement, but I really want to go to CrossFit, so I've got to figure it out. That's what it boils down to. So, I guess one question or some things that I want you guys to kind of think about is why weekly goal setting even matters. Why do we do it? So, basically, the powering through the weekly goals and your goal setting, but what's the purpose of it? And what I would say is you need to think about being consistent. It's consistency, focus, and productivity. And when you have those two things, it will help you be able to focus on completing your goal. Hi, welcome. I'm talking about setting goals and intentions for the week. Type in the chat, um, type in the chat a goal that you're focusing on this week. What is one thing that you feel like you accomplish? Oh, thank you. Very kind of you. Um, so for me, one of my specific goals is I'm really focusing on trying to go to CrossFit at least one day this week because it's a membership that I already pay for. And I need to make sure that I'm actually attending. That's what it boils down to. But my intention, so we have goals and then we also have intention. And my intention is having the right mindset and approach. So I want to stay committed to doing CrossFit, but there's some intentions that I need to put in place to ensure that I can actually make it. Now, in previous, I would have never had to have a goal as far as making it to CrossFit because I was able to make it to their 3 p.m. class. But now I have to go to a morning class, and this is very challenging for someone who works primarily in the evenings because I'm teaching in the evening time. And so I have to figure out a way to ensure that I'm able to do this thing that I really enjoy. The problem is the classes are 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 8:30 a.m., and then 4, 5, and 6 p.m. So 4, 5, and 6 p.m. will not work for me because I'm teaching at 5:15. So, oh, awesome. Thank you for liking. I appreciate it. Please type in the chat what is the goal or what is something that you feel like you accomplished this week, this past week, and what is something that you're hoping to accomplish in the coming weeks. So, something that went well for me is I really took a moment and worked my way through This is a product that I developed a while ago. It's called the Goal Development Plan. And I'm actually going through it again myself because I want to make some changes and improve this product itself, and then hopefully launch it next winter, like next January basically. And so I took Thursday and I worked my way through half of the plan, and then from there, I was able to map out what are my goals and intentions for this coming week, because it's kind of hard to know what you want to do weekly if you don't even know like how to actually take your current goals that you have and break them into tasks so you can actually achieve the goal itself. So that was something that went really, really well, and I'm very proud of myself for doing. Something that didn't go as well is that I signed up for CrossFit, I think twice, pardon, maybe even three times this week, and I had to cancel because I just was not going to make it. So, but I still was able to like take a walk and do things like that. It's just that the one thing that I wanted to do, it just didn't work. So, does anyone have any wins, like one win from last week that went really well for you that you would like to share? Please type in the chat. And I'll take a second for you guys to kind of figure that out for yourselves. What is one win that went really well for you? And like I said, for me, it was actually writing out the goal development plan, which led to me actually writing out, blocking the time and task to ensure that I achieve my goals every week. So actually, when I'm done with this live, the next step is I'm going to look at what I have going, and I'm going to write into my planner what I need to do this coming week so I can ensure that I achieve my goals. So the next step is couple of key goals for this week. You can use what's called SMART goals, which the S stands for specific, M meaning measurable, A meaning achievable, R is relevant, and then T is being time bound. So because I'm a doctoral student, I do have a goal that I like to keep in mind. And I'm also in this 45-day challenge. So the way that I would write this goal is that I will write for at minimum 45 minutes every day, so daily. It it's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's relevant, and it has a time stamp as well. My entrepreneurship goal is finalize content for a YouTube channel. So that's again very specific. I need to make sure that I take a moment, I look at my content that I have, my entire plan, which I'm using Notion to keep myself organized. Um, well, not just organized, but keeping my project organized, my various projects organized. And then my wellness goal, which it is by default that I'm going to do some sort of movement for 20 minutes every day. But I have a bigger goal. I want to go to CrossFit at least one day this week, and I need to have at least one win to know that I can be successful in that. So I'm hoping I can pull this off tomorrow and at least say on Monday I went to CrossFit. And then hopefully I'll get like enough momentum to where it's like I went Monday, then I went Tuesday, and then maybe I can make it Wednesday. And then from there, if I only go 3 days out of the week, then I feel pretty confident about that. Step three, break it down into daily actions. How do you plan your days for success? So again, in my calendar, I actually write down 45 minutes for revisions, working on PowerPoint for doctorate. I know that I'm going to work for 45 minutes even tonight. It's going to be probably around 9:30 that I'm going to work on my paper from 9:30 to 10:15. That's it. I don't have to worry about doing anything else. Um, and the main thing is that I don't know if you guys are familiar with time blocking, but time blocking and batching your work can be really, really helpful. So I like to block my time all the time. I block, and I learned how to time block probably 7 or 8 years ago. I don't remember. I know I remember watching like a YouTuber who talked about it. But I will actually block time on my calendar to say I'm not available from 8 to 1:30 because I am doing other things. Um, then I will block like when I have class. I will block whenever I am going to CrossFit. It automatically like links into my calendar. I don't actually block the time for writing in the evening time because it's something that I automatically know I'm going to do. It's just a part of my routine and it's a habit that I naturally have. But pretty much in the evening time, I know I'm going to do like a couple of things. I know that I have to do my post like after class work, which means I got to download the video, upload it to unlisted YouTube channel, and after that, write a class announcement, answer any course like class emails, and then check to see what I have going for the next day. Done. And then from there, I roll into just writing. It's really just that simple. To me, it's just that simple. Um, if you guys can type in the chat, what are your 3 goals that you have? Any top 3 goals that you have that you're working on, please feel free to offer in the chat. I'm happy to give you some feedback on your goals, whether it's encouragement, refining, or any kind of suggestions or adjustments that you should make. Please type in the chat. So, what are your 3 goals that you have that you're working on? Or perhaps what is one goal that you're working on this week? And then I would recommend that you take a moment to write down your goals and then post them somewhere where it's visible for you to see. I like to write my goals down in my actual planner itself. It really makes a big difference to me. No, I'm not a therapist. I did do clinical work years ago, but I'm not a therapist. I'm actually a professor at a community college. Hi to everyone that's hopping on. Tonight, I am talking about setting goals and intentions for the week. And so, write in the chat, like, what is your goals for the week? I've been sharing along, like, what I'm doing this week. And so, I would love for you guys to type in the chat, what is something that you're working on? Good morning, good evening, good day to all of you that are just hopping on. Thank you for joining my live. And then something to kind of keep in mind, how do you stay consistent with your weekly goals? For me, once I write them in my notebook every night, I go back, or not in my notebook, in my calendar, I go back and I put check marks next to the actual goal itself or whatever the task is to ensure that I'm like completing it. Um, I'm not going to answer that question. So, what if you keep setting goals but never achieve them? Um, I'm located in the US. So, what if I keep setting goals but I'm not achieving them? Then I would say that maybe your goal is not measurable and you need to figure out a way that you can make your goal like measurable. Go to the gym 3 times this week. Awesome. Yeah, I think that's a good goal. You might want to be specific in saying like I will go to the gym on like Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 20 minutes at a time. I know for me, like even though I say I'm going to go to CrossFit at least one day this week, but if I was going to be more specific, I'm going to say I will go to, first off, I will register for a CrossFit class Sunday night to attend CrossFit Monday at 8:30 a.m. And then if for God forbid something happens and I can't pull it off tomorrow, then I will repeat that same behavior again on Monday to get myself registered to ensure that I go at least one day this week. And I think ultimately for me for CrossFit, because the 3 p.m. class is on hiatus, I'm just going to have to figure out what works. And it might be that I'm only able to go like Monday and Saturday, even though I want to go more than just twice a week, or even one day a week. It's just I have to be realistic with my schedule that it just may not work for me to be able to go the way that I used to, which was like 3 or 4 days out of the week. Um, but thank you for sharing your goal in the chat. How do you balance multiple goals without getting overwhelmed? So, anyone, do you ever get overwhelmed by having more than one goal? I don't get overwhelmed, but I tend to be very goal oriented. So, but that's just me personally. Um, I feel like I get more overwhelmed when I'm not able to kind of focus and make sure that I'm on track with my goals. That's what overwhelms me more than anything. It's too much, too overwhelming. Um, so a couple of like recaps and takeaways I would say is thinking about being consistent. Like consistent progress is good, and then the power is small, like having a small goal versus having like these large giant goals can just be really overwhelming. If you could type in the chat like your biggest takeaway in the comments, that would be amazing. um, please feel free to type like what is something you took away from tonight's conversation. And look forward to next week. I'll be back next Sunday to talk more about these goals again. I do go live pretty much every day because I'm checking in for my 45-day challenge. But when I have dedicated like times, that means that I'm going to come live and talk about um, something goal oriented. And then Friday evenings, I do go live occasionally to talk about whatever random things that people put in the comments. And I'm usually just writing in my planner and just keeping it simple. But next Sunday, I'll be talking about how to stay consistent with your goals, and we'll have some more conversation then. So, thank you everyone for chiming in. And if you're looking for more content or just wanting to follow my journey as a doctoral student, as a professor, and entrepreneur, lifestyle stuff, like you can always just like and subscribe to my channel. Um, Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. Hi. Thank you. Thank you for joining. As I mentioned before at the very beginning of the video, I am in the midst of doing a 45-day challenge, which means for 45 minutes a day, I am working on my paper, my applied doctoral project, aka my dissertation, and I'm also doing 20 minutes of movement every day. And I'm doing at least some sort of live in the midst of this challenge and just giving live updates to you guys. Hey, Doc, what's up? It's so good to see you. I'm doing like a normal live instead of my reading all the crazy comments. So tonight I talked about setting goals and intentions for the week. And one of my big goals this week, I mean, I have a lot of goals, but one of my major goals is to be able to go to CrossFit at least one day this week. Besides walking or getting on the spin bike, which I enjoy those things, but I really want to be able. Um, I hope you're fine. Hope you find and fit. Yes, I hope so too. I think Monday is going to be the best day that I could go out of all the days. But I also feel like once I get the momentum going, I'll be able to show up and basically do it like at least Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's what I'm thinking. It's just hard because I've got to be able to like my other goal needs to be like go to sleep before 1 a.m. so you can get up and go to CrossFit by 8:30. But my schedule is going to be adjusting in the coming week. There's just going to be some changes in my schedule that's going to require me to be up at 7 because one of our dogs needs medication. And normally my husband has that shift in terms of giving her medication, but now it's going to be my turn. So, um, and with him he's not going to be available at 7 o'clock in the morning. That means I get to do it. And then he's going to be giving this small dog medication at night. So, for those of you that are hopping on tonight, I'm talking about setting goals and intentions for the week. Thank you. Hi, everyone, for joining. Um, my day has been good. If you like content around goals and just seeing my journey as a doctoral student or lifestyle, things like that, some blogging, you're at the right place. You can like and subscribe to my channel. If you could put in the comments, like, what is the goal that you're focusing on this week? I'm happy to take a look at your goal. Um, And if you're not sure how to write SMART goals are to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time bound. So one of the goals that I have is I will write my paper at minimum 45 minutes daily. Hi, Jordan. I cannot read Spanish. I wish I could. I have no idea what that means, but thank you. Um, so take a moment to write your goals. One of my entrepreneurial goals that I have is I am going to finalize my content plan for YouTube. And also, I'm working on finalizing my content plan for my podcast as well. So that's coming. I have a lot of things that I'm kind of cooking up at once. But once I have a plan and everything is mapped out, it makes it super easy for me to achieve my goals. So again, that's what I have going on. I thank you guys for chiming in. If you can, write in the chat some takeaways, any feedback. I appreciate it, but I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night, and I will see you guys next time. Good night.